What's going on, guys? Ben here, Enos Tech, and today we're just going to take a quick look at the NZXT S340 Special Edition, Razer Edition, Limited Edition, PC case, or chassis, whatever you want to call it. Now, we've previously looked at the more standard S340, and while there aren't too many differences, there are a few. One, of course, being the added Razer logos on the case, which also light up. There's also a nice green underglow that comes from the bottom of the case, and unfortunately this is just a quick closer look, so you'll have to check the final build video when I've actually got a power supply and a system in here so I can power everything up and show you guys those lights. But for now, let's get into it. As you can see, we've got that nice Razer logo on the front here. Just a couple quick specifications. The case can take ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX motherboards. It has support for both 3.5 and 2.5 hard drives and SSDs. Has 7 expansion slots. There is GPU clearance. With the radiator, you get 334 mil. Without the radiator, you get 364 mil. There's plenty of cable management, and you can take a CPU cooler of up to 161 mil. And then for your front radiator can be 58 millimeter thick, and the rear radiator can be 75 millimeter. So as you can see, it may not be the best case for water cooling, but if you're going with a standard air cooling setup, this case will definitely do the trick, and there are plenty of options, one being the amazing cable management they offer. Let's go ahead and take this front panel off real quick and have a look behind it. Alright, so taking the front panel off, and as you can see, there's a nice fan filter there. And if we remove that, we can actually get a look into the case. Now, where the normal S340 comes with a pair of NZXT fans here, or at least one if I recall, the special Razer Edition doesn't. I'm guessing while the NZXT cases are great, I'm guessing they're trying to aim this one more at an enthusiast market and hoping that some people put some radiators or some sort of liquid cooling in here. So normally when you do that, you take the fans out anyway, so they've saved you a few pounds, few dollars here, a bit of hassle, and just not put them in. Moving up to the top side, and as you can see, there is one top mounted exhaust fan, which can either take a 120 mil or 140 mil. We of course have the green Razer USB 3.0 ports in between our power button and audio inputs at the top as well. Onto the back of the case, as you can see, we have another rear exhaust fan, which this one is 120 mil. There is no option to make it bigger up to 140 or any other size, even downgrade it if you wanted to without some modifications. We of course have the 7 PCI expansion slots, so you can fit dual graphics cards in your rig and still have room for an NIC sound card or whatever you want, LAN card or whatever you need. As you can see, to the right of those is another graded area that will of course allow for some more heat to come out of the case, and especially if you get a couple of good fans in the front there, with or without a radiator, they should be hopefully blowing the cool air into the back of the case, and this little vented area will just help it exhaust better. We of course also have the bottom mounted power supply area, which is real simple to use. There's a bracket there. If you'll see, there are 4 thumb screws that are around the cutout. You remove those, and it actually removes a bracket that you mount onto the power supply, and then you slot the whole power supply in through the back. While I can't currently turn them on as there is no power supply or power getting to this case, I thought I would just go ahead and show you. These 2 white strips, one on either side of the bottom of the case, are actually going to be the green LEDs that offer that nice glow coming from under the chassis. Now, I know some of you may not be a fan of this. Some of you will. I love it. I think it's nice. I love my LEDs. You call them a gimmick all you want. I personally just love them. But for those of you that are not into such things but still want that Razer case with the logos and the feel, these lights can be turned off by a button on the back of the case. I didn't really go into too much detail now as I can't show the lights, but again, in the written review and the final build video, we'll cover that a bit more. As you can see here as well, the bottom mounted PSU has a nice fan filter there, which is easily removable, and you can actually wash it as well, so just makes cleaning it a bit easier. Now on to the fun. As you can see here, I've left the plastic protectors on for now. The side, there's a nice big window. This is going to show off everything that you put inside the case. This is great for enthusiasts, gamers, whatever, especially if you put some more LEDs in there. Light it up. You can show off all your components. Why don't we go ahead and pop this side panel off real quick. Alright, so having a look inside. The first thing you're going to notice obviously is the green Razer logo. It sticks out like a sore thumb in a good way. Of course it will, as it is neon green on all matte black. It is on the bar that's going to allow you to pass cables from the back to the front, connect them to your motherboard, but that bar there is kind of designed to help hide them. As you can see, the motherboard standoffs are already installed, so once you get this case, you should be good to just slot your motherboard in and get that bad boy fastened up so you don't have to worry about bending that or breaking that. There's a nice big cutout there for CPU cooler installation, because as many of you will know, when you want to install a CPU cooler or change one, you have to also change the mounting, which includes the back plate, which is normally on, well, which is always on the back side of the motherboard. That cutout will allow you to do that from the back side of the case without removing the motherboard. Down to the bottom left, there are two 2.5-inch SSD or hard drive mounts, whatever you want to put in there. You can put a couple laptop drives in there if you like. Couple of little trays there, easily held on by a thumb screw. One thing I would like to make note of about this case, there are a lot of thumb screws, but the first time you go to take them out, you may want to have a screwdriver there. You can, of course, insert Phillips head, flathead screwdriver in there to give you a bit of a twist, as these thumb screws are very secure into place. But after you get them out once, they're easy as whatever to just do with your hands, your fingers, so there's no need to worry. To the right of the 2.5-inch hard drive base is a little cutout which you may or may not be able to see in this video. I do apologize. This is designed to allow you to pass your GPU cables up from the bottom of the power supply area directly to the GPUs, because they're closer to the window normally where the power is, as they're on this side of the GPU. So there's no need to have them passing through the back with the rest of the cables. This should allow you to have a bit nicer look and allow your build to be a bit cleaner overall. To this is a little vented area to allow some of the heat caused from the cables a place to get out somewhere, because there's nowhere for it really to get out through the bottom. I know some of you would be like, oh, that's just more heat in the case. Well, hopefully you've taken advantage of the fan mounting, rad mounting in the front. You've got a couple fans in there, so what little heat does come from here, because it won't be a lot, will easily just be blown right out the back of the case. Now, as mentioned, there are some lights on the front and the bottom that we did not cover. You'll have to check back for the written review and the final build video if you want to see those. Overall, we know the S340 is a great case, and I'm really looking forward to installing my build in here, as it's an all-black theme as well. So it's just going to look amazing. As always, thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned for more content in the near future.